Hello, everyone. Welcome to English 102 for spring 2023. My name is Kelly Lloyd. If you have had me in class before, welcome back. I'm glad to have you in class again this term. And if you are brand new, welcome. I look forward to working with you this semester as we switch gears a little bit into English 102. So, last semester in 101, you worked to identify and really strengthen your personal writing style, your personal voice. With the types of writing assignments that you were tasked to do, we did, the narrative, the descriptive essay, we did the review, we did the process essay, all of those things we did, we worked on the emails and the professional documents as well. So we worked on our personal voice and our personal writing style. And in 102, we're kind of swapping it up a little bit. We're gonna work on developing your academic voice. And so this voice, your academic writing voice, is one that you're going to continue to use throughout your college experience for your lit classes, maybe for your history survey classes. And now really all since all of the majors are requiring written components, then you're going to need to know how to use that academic voice and draw from that experience. And so this hopefully will help you build a strong foundation for those classes here in 102. So 102 is going to be broken down into 3 units. Major writing assignment for each unit. Actually, there's two in unit 3. So you'll have 2 literary analysis essays, one annotated bibliography for your research essay, and then one persuasive research essay. That will be the final unit, the annotated bib and the research essay. And then in addition to that, you're going to be required to write 6 shorter analyses that I call CTE responses, and I'll explain what that looks like. Those are a good way to kind of buffer your grade as well. They're not worth as many points. They're worth 40 points each, whereas your major assignments are going to be worth 100 points each. And so learning how to do those CTEs will be a great buffer for you for those larger assignments. um, all of your written assignments are graded with a rubric and with written feedback. I'm very meticulous about written feedback. I've always been of the camp that if you don't understand or you don't know, you can't grow. And so I really want to show you what you're getting right and what you need to improve on, how to improve on that so that you can push yourself to get stronger and stronger with each assignment. You'll have activities to complete daily. However, they won't be activities that you receive a grade for. So that's going to include reading, taking notes, checking your understanding by viewing my screencast and my reading notes for all of the assignments. And those will benefit you a lot if you will just commit the time to do that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. You are allowed in my class to revise one assignment. That can be a CTE or an essay. A lot of people like to do either the first CTE or the first essay just because they see what they did wrong and they know they can fix it, but they may not have gotten as high of a score as they wanted. But that's an option to you, and that will be due at the end of the term, and we'll talk about that when we go over due dates. Okay. I just said that to be successful, it's gonna require commitment. Honestly, you can't wing anything that I'm gonna throw at you this semester. Before in 101, it might have been a lot easier for you to throw something together at the last minute. However, this is not that, and it's going to really require you committing your time, committing your efforts. I'm going to guide you through every step of every process, but you're going to have to commit to taking the time to going through those processes with me, okay? You'll have to read and view the assigned text, the sample text, those kinds of things. The screencast really, that's going to be kind of critical to your success. So you need to work on making sure that you're setting aside time to do that every week. You have to have knowledge from the texts themselves, whether it's from the literary analyses that we're going to be doing or from your research. Like you have, it's not something that you can go off of, what you think or what you believe or what you feel. It has to, have to have a solid foundation from the text that we're going to read in the exemplar text that I give you to read. Um, so, being successful in 102 means that you're going to have to read critically without emotions or bias, kind of like a scientist examines specimens, right? They look through a magnoscope to kind of a magnoscope, microscope. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I'm human, right? So, a microscope, they look at a specimen underneath a microscope to identify facets and features. You're going to have to approach your reading the same way, kind of clinically. You're going to have to learn to look for patterns and common features in text, as well as make connections to other texts that you've read before, going to read in class. And then you got to kind of take all your findings, and including your research. You have to take all those findings and articulate them in your writing. So I know that sounds kind of overwhelming right off the bat, but if you make the commitment, I'm going to give you all the tools you're going to need to be successful, and you will be successful. Okay, my contact information, those of you that have had me before, you know that I'm very responsive to emails, to text messages, but I've given you my contact information here for you. My JSU email, I'm currently housed at Pleasant Valley High School, so that's below that is my Pleasant Valley email address. For some reason, if you can't get through in Gym, then you should be able to reach me through that email address. And then my text number is below that. Please be mindful that I am like you, I'm busy and I have granny bedtime sometimes. So sometimes, like if it's after 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I'll catch you first thing in the morning. Um, and so, but I will get back to you as soon as possible. So you can reach out to me with questions or concerns or whatever you need, and I will be glad to walk you through and help you with whatever it is that you are doing. You're going to find that I'm really laid back. I'm very approachable. I want you to be successful. I'm not going to dangle a grade over your head and make you jump through hoops to get it. If you put in the time, you put in the work, you're going to be successful, and I'm going to give you all the tools that you're going to need to be able to do that. Okay. The second part of this, I want to talk about the course in Canvas, and I want to show you, I want to kind of walk you through, oh, well, let me go back. I want to walk you through the course as it looks like to you, so you'll know where everything is located. You'll be able to find everything that you need. So when you log into Canvas, this should be what you see in your home page. Kind of has some different things there about the learning outcomes and the objectives and communication and all that good stuff. And so the important thing, obviously, here is modules and grades from that home page. You'll notice that at the very top of your modules, you have a due date, a shell, a due date module. Um, I've given you a printer friendly copy here, so if you have access to a printer, you can go ahead and print that out so you'll have it. Here are all the assignments that will be completed over the course of the term, where you can find the information that relates to the module that relates to those assignments, and then a due date with a link to submission. So the first CTE, when you're ready to turn it in, you can click here and it'll take you straight to the assignment shell. Also, underneath that, this is going to be your first, and I've detailed that in that email that's coming to you about your introductory activity schedule. This is what you're going to be doing this first week. Number one, you're listening to this screencast, which I'm talking to you right now, and then I lay out every module the same way. It gives you the number, the order that you're doing it in, the action that you're going to take, what it is, The text will be linked here, or I might give in additional information or some things to look for, and then either a screencast or text notes that I will give you over here on the right hand side. Okay, so that is your introductory activities, and it's just really this week is just kind of going through and looking at some introductory things before we get started on our modules. Okay, underneath that, you'll notice that there is a 102 essay resources desk. I throw in stuff here sometimes when I think about when I'm seeing some people making the kind of the same kind of errors on tests, and I mean on tests on essays, Lord, and so I throw in different things that you can take a look at, just to kind of help you, just to provide you with the resources. That's what I want to do. I want you to be successful, so I want to give you all the tools that you need in order to do that. And so there's all kinds of stuff here, how to break down a literary analysis prompt, how to create a quote sandwich, which is not popping up right now, but it will be there. I'm not really sure what's going on there. How to integrate quotes in your essays, how to develop thesis statements, essay help, student work samples. So all kinds of stuff here that you can use there in the essay resources help desk. Okay. And then the same thing is going to go with all of your modules. You can see all these right now, but you will not be able to see them. They will pop up one at a time, so that you're not kind of overwhelmed or kind of looking in the wrong places for what you need. Our CTEs, which are our shorter assignments, are all housed here underneath the CTE claim textual evidence explanation. I give you a how-to screencast, a sample with sample MLA format, and then all the assignments are listed here for you in order, and they have their own text notes and screencasts and a link to turn them in here on the far right hand side. The same thing with your units for your modules for your bigger writing assignments. Same thing, I give you a number to do it in, an action, whatever it is that you're going to be asked to read, some kind of clarifying information, or if I have a handout, I'll attach it here, and then there'll be a screencast on the far right hand side for you to take a look at. And you're like, oh my gosh, this feels like overkill. However, I really want you to have all the steps in play, um, to to help you. And so that's why I've kind of broken it down at this level. And if you commit the time and going through and doing it like this, if you've had me for 101, you already kind of know that I'm always like this. Um, it really helps it all come together, when you're writing, to kind of follow the steps in this process, and you'll find that it'll get easier and easier and easier, and you're doing better and better and getting stronger and stronger as a writer each time. So that's why all that is here for you. At the bottom of each of your modules, it will have also another one of those links to turn something in. So giving you plenty of different places for you, to be able to access the assignments depending on where you want to work from. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. If I've left something out, or if you're still confused about something as far as navigation goes, or relating to the course, then please reach out and contact me. I will get back to you as quickly as possible to answer your questions. I look forward to having you this term, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with here in English 102 for spring 2023.